Is Charlotte Salitsky, and I am going to be presenting on my process in creating a podcast episode about the concept of queer ecology. So, my research question throughout this process, which has pretty much stayed the same since getting started, has been how does queerness, both in terms of individual experience and the concept of queer ecology, deepen how one interacts with the natural world? I added the concept of individual experience after going some of the initial stages of this process because I really wanted to focus on the collaboration that queer ecology as a critical lens produces. And so I'm really interested in the personal experience of how one can use queer theory as a critical lens to enrich their interactions with the more than human world. Queer ecology is, like I said, a critical lens that can be used to break down heterosexist patriarchal assumptions that are inherent in the study of ecology in a Western patriarchy such as our society. It's really all about plurality and openness and resisting the reductive mindsets that come with heteronormative teaching of a lot of ecological interactions. This is not about projecting human definitions of sexuality onto nature, although there are plenty of examples of homosexual behavior among animals, both for reproductive and recreational purposes. So, what this process has looked like for me is just gathering my sources and creating a foundational knowledge of what queer ecological theory looks like, both in theory and in application. And I wanted to find a pretty diverse range of sources because a lot of the literature that exists from scholars like Katrina Sandilands and Timothy Morton is pretty traditional, somewhat dense academic articles and journals. But I wanted the tone of my final project to be much more conversational and approachable because I thought that that would be the most effective way to communicate these ideas in a really digestible way for a new audience. And so after collecting all these sources, I've just been working on re-articulating the key concepts from my perspective as they are informed by my experiences. And I've just found that this is a really incredible tool for kind of assessing and dissecting the impacts that heterosexist institutions have had on my perception of nature, what the word natural even means, and how in queer theory has just helped me to kind of open up my mind to the possibilities and plurality of the more than human world. And the bottom line is that queer ecology as a concept helps us to better understand and be better at protecting nature. That's the goal of so much ecological research, is just to kind of know what we're working with when it comes to conservation and preservation. And queer ecology is so critical because there's so much queerness in the natural world that ignoring it would give us a incomplete view of what is going on. And this concept is really about interconnectedness and collaboration. So, as part of my podcast, I'll have a segment where I'll be interviewing some queer identifying ES undergrads and hearing how their experience as queer people has helped inform their study of Earth and natural systems. And this has been a really powerful tool for me in the past few weeks, and I'm excited to share it. Thank you.